رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين، واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. Assalamu alaikum, my sons and daughters, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we are going to continue our session on analytical fiqh of manasik al-Hajj, and we were discussing mas'ala ruling number 35, 36. Inshallah, we are going to just yes. Ruling number 36. إذا وجب عليه الحج وكان عليه خمس أو زكاة أو غيرهما من الحقوق الواجبة لزم أداؤها ولم يجوز له تأخيره لأجل السفر إلى الحج. So the conflict between two financial obligations. One is financial obligation. You did not pay zakat, so there's zakat on your shoulder. You did not pay khums, there's khums on your shoulder. And or any other of the obligatory wajibat. Any other obligatory wajibat. There are حقوق العباد, which we mentioned, the debt, the loan money, or somebody else's money. Now, no. This is your money, but now it has become Allah's money. Khums is not yours anymore. Once the date comes, you have to, the amount of the khums is not yours. Even the zakat. Or any other حقوق wajibat. Let's say you have kafarat, penalties. So many penalties you have to pay. If you go for Hajj, you'll not be able to pay your penalties. So, إذا وجب عليه الحج وكان عليه خمس أو زكاة أو غيرهما من الحقوق الواجبة لزمه أداؤها. It will be obligated upon him to pay off his debts, religious debts, like khums and zakat. ولم يجوز له تأخيره لأجل السفر إلى الحج. You cannot delay it because you are planning to go for Hajj. Okay, let's say you did not do that. Or let's say you purchased the item, you had like $100, which you need to pay the khums of it $20. You did not pay the khums of that $20, that $100. $20 is khums. So you purchased from there, from that $100, your goat of sacrifice, or your attire of ihram, tawaf around the Kaaba, the dress which you wear and did tawaf around the Kaaba or salat. Remember that the any other thing, staying in Arafat and all these kind of things, it might not encounter this rule of ghasb, but it may not affect your Hajj, but you still will be considered somebody who has committed a sin. So sometimes you are a sinner, but your ibadat is okay. Sometimes no, you are a sinner plus your ibadat is invalid. In the case of Hajj, whenever the usurp issue comes, the whole idea is that if the tawaf becomes invalid, if the salat of tawaf becomes invalid, or the sacrifice. So in the case of salat and salat al-tawaf, we can say kiss your Hajj goodbye. But any other things, you will be considered a sinner, a great sinner. Usurping is a great sin. But on the other hand, your salat will be okay shar'an, okay? Sahih. There's a difference between sahih and accepted. Sahih and maqbool. We cannot say your salat will be maqbool or not maqbool, Hajj will be maqbool or not maqbool. Okay, that is Allah's department. Our religious department, the Islamic law department, legislative department, is to tell you, is it correct religiously or not correct? So that is what our department is. Sahih, غير sahih. Maqbool, not maqbool, that is not our department. Sometimes somebody might be doing it wrong, but he's out of ignorance and he doesn't know anything. He doesn't, never learned, nobody taught him. But he's doing out of his pure intention for Allah. How can Allah not accept from him? Yes, if he was if he was intentional ignorant, that means he had the opportunity to learn. He had the shuyukhs, he had the scholars, he had the, nowadays there's no hujjah, no excuse for ignorant person. Unless if you are in the deserts of Amazon or in the desert of Siberia or Congo, somewhere in the middle, and you are one of those who don't wear clothes, or they wear just like leaves on their body. They don't have internet, they don't have cyberspace, they don't have a Maulana wearing amama of leaves or banana leaves made amama, something like. Anyhow, they don't have a proper scholar who could guide them. They don't have a proper scholar who could teach them Islam, teach them the school of Ahl al-Bayt, alayhi salam, teach them the wilayat of Ahl al-Bayt, teach them the muhabbat of Ahl al-Bayt, teach them the salat, zakat. So nobody's there. And nobody has went there because there's no money there. There's no petrol. People have gone to places where there's money. Unfortunately, nowadays also, like when I was in United States, there was a need for scholars, scholars in a place. Okay. So I would tell some of my scholars who are scattered, who are not scattered, who are clustered in a place where there's so much money and so much Mawla, so much people, they want majalis. Okay. Somewhere in Michigan, I'll not mention where. So there's so many Maulanas, like maybe 40, 50 packed just for majalis, and people they pay. Other places, people they don't have money, they cannot pay. So I'll tell them, Shuyukh, there's too much need other places in United States. Why? No, but this is not right. I mean, where is the responsibility which is given by the 12th Imam, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala, serving the 12th Imam? You're serving 12th Imam, you're serving people who are paying you or giving you majalis or these kind of things. So sometimes it becomes a difficult situation that there are places where nobody is there to teach them. So again, we come back to the jahil, intentional. This is one of the new concepts you are learning today, inshallah. The jahil, al-qasir, al-muqassir. So ignorant people who are, we say, jahil ma'dhur, jahil ma'dhur. Ignorant person is excuse. Allah will not hold him accountable. Allah will not hold him accountable. Jahil hatta yata'allam. But what type of jahil? There's somebody who is intentionally jahil. He doubts but does not ask. That's jahil muqassir, intentional. Why didn't you ask? Allah will say on the day of judgment, didn't you doubt? Didn't you see people doing certain things? Why didn't you ask? Why didn't you learn? So that kind of jahil is not excused. The jahil who intentionally, purposely, deliberately, some idea pops up in his mind and he does not ask. He does not seek the answer. He does not question. That's number one, jahil muqassad, the one who was like intentionally. The second one, second type, no. The idea popped up in his mind. The question came, but there was no one there to ask. Like we said, Siberia, Congo, desert of Sahara, where they don't have internet, they don't have electricity, they don't have shuyukh, they don't have money, they don't have Maulana. M for Maulana, M for money. You see, they don't have the means to ask somebody. And then there is this what, for example, these places where you cannot find somebody to guide or teach. That jahil, Allah will excuse, because he had some questions, but he did not have any proper people to ask. So two types of jahil. So the third, somebody who has some people to ask, but they have distorted the image, they have repelled the people. So by presenting negative image, negative personality, negativity. So even if people they have, and there are people surrounding, But they can't ask them, these people, because these people, they cause more damage than fix. Now some of the Maulanas, we see that they cause more damage to the community. They curse the Maharaja, they insult the Maharaja, they disrespect the Maharaja just because they have certain agendas. These kind of repelling natured people who just create distance against the Maharaja, having ignorance, not just ignorance, having compound ignorance, Jahal Murakkab. They sit on the pulpit and they bring some ijtihadi issues to just bring the Maharaja down. Baba, you don't agree, just go follow some other marja. Okay? But why are you, like, for example, I'm surprised by people insulting Sayyidi Sistani, disrespecting Sayyidi Sistani from our own Shia people. The enemies of Islam, they do like that. Also some of our people. So you and enemies of Ahlul Bayt, what is the difference between you guys and enemies of Ahlul Bayt? Did Sayyidi Sistani ever insult you, disrespect you, demean you? Rajal fi hal, and he's doing his job without, and he's bringing people together and respect. He respects people like you guys who do not deserve any respect. He respects you guys. So this is the problem, that if these kind of personalities are there who are troublemakers, fitna makers, who will come and ask? Who decent person will ask these kind of troublemakers? So that's the problem. So this is Jahil. Muqassir doesn't have anybody. And Qasir, somebody who is intentionally does not seek knowledge. So somebody who's intentional and unintentional, you know the difference. Intentional, no, unintentional, question pops, doesn't ask. Intentional, question comes in his mind, rings his mind, he does not ask intentionally. So the intentional does not ask intentionally, unintentional question is not in his mind, or if it is in his mind, he doesn't have proper people to ask. That is the difference between intentional ignorant and unintentional. So there are people, they don't know about Islam properly. You cannot just go and dump them in the hellfire. So that department is Allah's department. We have to do our part to teach people what is right and wrong. The acceptance is in Allah. Allah might accept something from Jahil, who was unintentional. Now, this definition of Qasir, Muqassir, sometimes it get mixed up, which is Qasir, which is Muqassir. So it's better just to keep in mind, without this Arabic definition, that intentional, unintentional. Okay? So unintentional ignorant, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala excuses them. So that is why did I bring this issue about maqbool and not maqbool, accepted or not accepted. That depends on the realm of Allah. Realm of Islamic legal system, our legislation, legislative system, Islamic laws, we only provide information about how is your action correct or invalid. That we can say. So let's say this person وكان ساتره من في الطواف أو في صلاة الطواف أو ثمن هديه من المال الذي تعلق به الخمس. Let's say if let me give you one more comment. So what should we decide if we see an ignorant person? Should we consider him intentional or unintentional? Like our Maharaja, they just say that, give benefit of doubt, consider them unintentional. So normally intellectual people, if they have something, they would ask, and they would ask right people. But if they don't ask, or if something doesn't come, consider them benefit of doubt, unintentional. Don't rubber stamp. Don't paint people with, oh, these are intentional ignorance, they are going to go to Jahannam. Be it a Shia, be it a non-Shia, be it a Muslim, non-Muslim people of, that's not our business to decide Jahannam thing. We can say he's wrong. I can say Fulan is wrong because he's not following Ahlul Bayt according to Ahlul Bayt. I can say Fulan is wrong because he's saying Jesus is son of God. I can say he's wrong because he's altered the Tawrat and he's following the altered Tawrat and Injil. I can say he's wrong because according to me, I have a criteria of right and wrong. If it was right, I would have followed that path. But I'm not following that path because that has been considered wrong according to my two pillars, Quran and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, they have considered that path wrong. So they're wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong. Even if a Shia is having weird ideas about against Maraja, we'll consider okay, this is Jahil and Jahil Muqassir, or that unintentional ignorant, or Jahil Murakkab Muqassir, and we can consider that also. Let's try to bring people to close to each other and try to respect others by giving them this kind of benefit of doubt, that if they had proper answers, they would not have been on the other side. So since they are on the other side, nobody gave them. We might be blamed and might go to hellfire because not doing our job properly in guiding ignorance. Properly means the way Quran tells us, "Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'izati al hasana," with wisdom and good advice. So have we used? No, I've guided people. Have we used wisdom to let them think rather than to bully them? Okay. Have we used Maw'adh al-Hasana, good advice? Have we done that kind? Again, for me, I'll give everybody benefit of doubt. You have done good your job. They have tried, but they're still ignorant because they did not have proper answer. So benefit of doubt is something which which Ahlul Bayt alayhi directed us. And that is what Sayyidi Sistani Damullahu is directing people towards, that don't judge people, try to give them benefit of doubt. The hadith of 70 qassam, or I don't know how many qassam, if 40 people or 70 people, they swear that he is a criminal, and you are able to find him a room of benefit of doubt, give him benefit of doubt. Okay. Don't judge this much, 70 witness, 40 witness, this many witness. So anyhow, this is another topic and another detail. You discuss this, inshallah, in ilm al-akhlaq. But the bottom line is, in fiqh, we have this two types of ignorance: the unintentional and the intentional ignorant. Okay. So let's say he and the kana thamanu hadihi, the attire, the dress of tawaf, the dress. You'll say ihram? No, not necessarily ihram, because you have two major tawafs in Hajj. Tawaf of Umrah al-Tamattu', that is in ihram. But tawaf of Hajj, that is in your regular dressing. So any regular dressing which you do tawaf with, or ihram which you do tawaf in, or salat al-tawaf. Because remember, salat, as they said, as-salatu kat-tawaf, at-tawafu kas-salat. Tawaf is like salat. Whatever obligations are in tawaf, in salat, are required in tawaf as well. So one of the things which is important in salat is your dress should be halal, not usurped, not stolen, not taken from somebody without permission. The same thing goes in tawaf. So here you have two things which might make your Hajj kiss goodbye, which is salat and salat al-tawaf. So remember that $100 I told you about, the example, $20 taken out, $80 you purchase the dress from this $80. Alhamdulillah, you are okay. The rest of the money, you'll be sinner. Okay. But tawaf, salat tawaf is correct. The Hajj will be correct. Okay. But still you will be considered a sinner. And there comes the realm of ignorance and types of ignorance. Will Allah accept or not? That is his department. That's based on the type of the ignorance. He can judge. I can't judge. أو ثمن هديه, the goat of sacrifice, okay, was the money which you purchased, the goat of sacrifice, was from which? Khums paid or no? If that money which you purchased, your dress of tawaf, be it ihram or non-ihram, or the goat of sacrifice, from the money الذي تعلق به الخمس, the khums was on that amount which you purchased, this dress and the animal of sacrifice. وَنَحْوِ مِنَ الْحُقُوقِ, or any other, the money you are supposed to pay kafara and this and that obligatory financial obligations, you did not do, and you purchase with that money these things. فَحُكْمُ حُكْمُ الْمَقْصُوبِ, and this maqsoob, the usurper, the ruling number 30, we had وَقَدْ تَقَدَّمَ فِي الْمَسْأَلَةِ 30. We had mentioned this in ruling number 30. Okay, so now we know that khums money, an amount. I'm not talking about salary you took and you purchased the ihram or purchased the dress of tawaf, or you paid for Hajj and you went with the so this money you just got it now, 1 month, 2 months before. There's no khums on it. Okay, we are talking about money which has 1 year passed over it. That money you're supposed to pay khums. You buy the dress and these things on that money, by that money. Obviously, the tawaf will be invalid, so kiss your Hajj goodbye. Okay, you will be a usurper, and we mentioned the details in our previous sessions. You can go back. Now here, there's a question. People, they ask Sayyid al-Khawi, okay, Sayyidina, can I have so many khums I have not paid. Okay, can I go with this new money I purchased, new money I got from my business, I just got $10,000 and I gave it to the muqawwil, or after 1 month, without 1 year passing. Can I go for Hajj? My Hajj will be sahih? He said the same thing. If the amount of the, same like what Sayyidi Sistani says, if the amount of coat of sacrifice or dress of tawaf or salat al-tawaf was from that money, your Hajj is sahih. Your Hajj is correct. Okay? So, but what I have not paid, other khums, I have bulks of khums in my life. So he said, then pay that khums and don't go for Hajj. You have to pay that khums. That is wajib. So he said, what if I go for Hajj and I don't pay? And I said, I'll pay later on. This is the word he said, which is not here. He said, يَبْقَى حَجُّ مُعَلَّقٍ. Not batil, because the money which he spent in Hajj was not due for khums. But in his shoulder, he has a lot of bulks of khums. He is not paid. And he wanted to go for Hajj. So he said, يَبْقَى حَجُّ مُعَلَّقٍ. He's supposed to pay that khums from this money and then go. Because this money, khums is not obligated on this money. But his shoulder, his responsibility, he has to pay off. He has to use this money to pay off that khums. You got it? Because if this money is clean and used for Hajj, then why should his Hajj be hanging? No, because he was supposed to spend this money in paying the previous past khums. He has not paid that previous past khums. And he went for Hajj. So Hajj is sahih. However, Sayyidi Khawi said, يَبْقَى مُعَلَّقًا. So if you come back and start paying off your dues and make a communication with the religious authority that I want to pay in installments, that's too much. So either the installments are approved by the marja', because many times people, they do tawbah and they find out they have so much khums. So they have to take the approval from the marja' that allow me to pay in installments. So the moment he allows you to pay in installments without negligence and carelessness, that you pay whatever is in your capacity. So your Hajj will be okay. Or you pay the debts, okay, with your money coming back from Hajj, making calculations, then your Hajj will be correct. You see? So if the money doesn't have Hajj, the money you spend doesn't have khums in it, obligated, the Hajj will be correct. But then it will be hanging until you pay off all the debts in your shoulder, because you are supposed to pay khums from this money instead of going for Hajj. Yes, so we'll take one more ruling or two more ruling. إذا كان عنده مقدار من المال ولكنه لا يعلم بوفائه بنفقات الحج وجب عليه الفحص على الأحوط وجوبا. So now, He has the money, okay? But he doesn't know that will this money uh, cover the Hajj or not. So here Sayyid Sistani hesitates. Whenever there are areas of hesitation due to two direction from the two conflicting narrations, or the narrations are weak, or the words of the scholars who have given fatwa, they are in two directions, and this direction holds a valid concept, here also holds a valid concept. The areas where the marja becomes hesitated, knowledge wise, you see, in this area. Because why? Our Maraja are so careful. This Maraja whom they try to insult, they respect, they're doing a lot of precaution. Why they're doing precaution? Because they don't want to be an application of those hadith which says whoever gives fatwa without knowledge, okay, will choose his place in hellfire. So what happens when hesitation happens? Doubt. There's no knowledge. So if marja says wajib, he'll be in trouble on the day of judgment. If it says halal, he'll be trouble in the day of judgment. So he says obligatory precaution, wajib. Obligatory precautionary wajib. If there's a hadith or fatwas conflicting, indicating haram or makruh, so the marja, it hesitates because of the evidences, because of the conflicting fatwas, because of a lot of things. So now, if he says haram, he has given fatwa without knowledge, trouble. If he says halal, he's given fatwa without knowledge, trouble. So he plugs it with ihtiyat on the basis of obligatory precaution, avoid. He does not say haram, he says it's a precautionary obligation to avoid. He did not say obligatory precaution, haram. Even if he says haram al ahwat, he's telling us that, see, this is not my fatwa, this is my ihtiyat. I'm doing precaution because I am confused. I don't want to claim knowledge and give you fatwa. This much marja is clear with us. He is not cheating us. He's telling us, I don't have knowledge about this issue, clear knowledge, in a way that it gives me the way to give fatwa. No, I can't give fatwa. I can't give fatwa of wajib. I can't give fatwa of permissibility. I can't give fatwa of haram. I can't give fatwa. So what should I do? If you follow me, do this precaution. Use precautionary measures, okay? And then, or follow some other marja who's a'lam in line. That's fine with me. But following me, follow my ihtiyat. It's not a fatwa. You have an option to follow my ihtiyat, to find somebody who has given fatwa, either this way, that way. Okay. So, ala al-ahwat wujuban. So what is the situation here? He has money, okay? So he doesn't know. So he doesn't know means what? Hajj may be obligated upon him, and Hajj may not be obligated upon him. So it could be wajib. We cannot say Hajj is wajib upon you because you have money, but you are doubting. Will it be covering my expenses? How? You know, the Hajj rate is 10,000 and this and that. But yes, sometimes emergencies can happen. Sometimes problems can happen. Sometimes you need some money. Let's say your flight was canceled and they are not covered and you have to get a hotel or something like that. That you need to keep extra buffering amount, for example, in many cases. Okay. That could be many factors. So let's say he is living in a country, or he's taking a flight, or somehow probability of things come up is there. Strong probability. That means he might need more. He doesn't know that should he add some more, or so that Hajj will not become wajib, or this is sufficient. So say this is Sistani says here, I can't tell you Hajj is wajib because you have a hesitating situation. Initially, the Maraja would say, if you doubt that you are capable or not, the capacity is not proven. Istashaban. Like, I did not have money. I'm doubting I got money. I'm doubting. Is it sufficient for Hajj or not? Istishab tells me no, it's not sufficient. Let's take opposite scenario. I had like 15,000. Now it's gone down, down, down. I had the capacity, but now I'm doubting, do I have a capacity or not? Here, they say, yes, you have, because previously you had. So this is how istishab works, which in ilm al-usul you study. Istishab is something, yaqeen you have previous, and then you doubt in the continuation of that previous yaqeen, So here, istishab tells me, yes, Hajj is wajib on me. But then, obligation by itself is something which you need evidence, and the condition needs to be fulfilled. So, istishab tells me Hajj is not wajib upon me here. Istishab tells me Hajj is not wajib upon me, because I don't know whether I have or not. But because I have money, okay, in an amount, it could be fulfilling covering my expenses. We could say, yeah, that could be a cause that Hajj becomes wajib upon you. So I have two doubts. Doubt taking the Hajj away from me, istishab. Doubt putting me in a position that Hajj would be obligatory upon me. So which side of doubt I go? Wajib Hajj or not wajib? Say the Sistani says obligatory precaution, double check. These are two doubts, they're conflicting doubts. Just both doubts can fall down. For example, just go and find out whether you have sufficient or not, or refer to a marja who applies istishab in this case and says Hajj is not wajib upon you. Let's see if I can take this ruling or not. Ruling number 13: إذا كان له مال غائب يفي بنفقات الحج منفرد منضمن إلى المال الموجود، فإن لم يكن متمكنا من التصرف في ذلك المال ولو بتوكيل ببيعه هناك لم يجب عليه الحج وإلا وجب. Yeah, this is application of some of the concepts we mentioned previously. So إذا كان عنده مال غائب, you have money but not in your hand. You have money in some other country, some other places. And that money either entirely could cover the expenses of Hajj, or no, I have 5,000 in other country, 5,000 I have. So together it can become, so mundamman, okay, munfaridan, entirely by itself. 10,000 is in other country, that is enough for to cover the expenses of Hajj. Or no, 5,000 there, 5,000 mundamman, summing up together. فإن لم يكن متمكنا من التصرف في ذلك المال. If I'm not able to use that money, which is, let's say, in other country, in United States or in Canada or somewhere else, I'm not able to use that, okay? I don't have anybody who could use that to pay the expenses of Hajj from there. If I cannot, Hajj will not be wajib. However, if I can make a representation there, tell him, please, can you buy me a ticket from there? The money, I have some money there. Buy me ticket, buy me, or send it to, wire it to the guy who is supposed to collect money from me. If you're able to appoint a representative there, then yes. Walau bi bay'ihi, or sell my money there. How can I sell your money there? That sounds strange. No. It is like transferring, wiring. How? You have 10,000 there, okay, or you have 11,000 there. If somebody is going to bring me that money or wire me that money, okay, then I will tell him, take that money and give me money here. So I'm selling him my money for his money here. So this is in Shara, it's called buying and selling. Though you're considered wiring, hawala, that hawala is, I'm selling you that money, 11,000 for 10,000. Give me 10,000. So he is earning benefit 1,000 and he has money here. So he will give me his money. I will give him my money. That is selling my money there. This is one of the examples. You can have several examples. And that's wiring. So in wire, what do? You give him $100, you get 90 in other place. Okay. So what happened to that 10? He earned. So he purchased it in a price from me. So there was a benefit for him. إذا حصل, but obviously there are details. We'll, inshallah, when we come to the section of hawala, we'll discuss that. Okay, I think we will stop here. from the wealth which is on in other country. And if you are able to get that, Hajj will be wajib. If you're not able to get that money, Hajj will not be wajib upon you. وآخر دعوان الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين والسلام عليكم